Hello, my loves, and welcome to this week's readings. This one's for Libra for the week of April 10th, 2023. As always, if you like what I do, be sure to like, share, comment, or subscribe. It definitely means a lot. Excuse me. Also, I would highly recommend watching these for your rising and your sun signs, since they are general readings. That way you can kind of take what resonates and leave what doesn't for yourself. So let's get right into it, as we just left behind that Libra full moon last week. So let's see what we have in store for Libra. What guidance and messages our Libra needs for the week ahead. What we got going on out there, huh? All sorts of things that I know. One more shuffle. All right, our little Libra. What we got? 6, material and spiritual prosperity. Very freaking nice. I'm going to pull a couple for you, Libra. Then we have 5, conflict and defeat. And then 21, universe. All right, so let's speak on these. I'm getting like very different messages for the first 2 cards. So the material and spiritual prosperity that I'm seeing with taking a different avenue work-wise. You're really like in this process of taking inventory of all the things that you're doing. You have been like hustling, I'm hearing. You've been really working toward your goals, whatever those might be. And for some of us, we're having to kind of like reassess those goals this week. Particularly, this card usually shows 2 paths that we can go on and trying to figure out which one is the right direction. So I do see you getting more clarity on that this week if you've been back and forth between a decision and which route you're going to go. Becomes a little bit more obvious for you. And that comes in for me toward the end of this upcoming week. So there are some other things that are going to happen. And I'm feeling like frustration with the conflict and defeat card. So let's get into that. Like, this is more of a personal matter that is weighing on you. And just like how you're relating with other people. This is something that's going to bring up a ton of frustration and a ton of like even suppressed anger for you this week. So just feeling like, you know, constantly defeated by your circumstances and what's going on around you. You know, why am I always frustrated? Why am I always mad? Like, why are things not working out for me? Right? Oh my God, my throat chakra's like freaking out. I can't stop hiccuping. So, you know, there are things that maybe you haven't said. There are things that have been suppressed for you. And I feel that this personal situation and this feeling of defeat, feeling of just like, why the hell are things not working out? Why am I coming into these conflicts constantly, right? There's something that's happening that is not the first time you've experienced it. Maybe this seems like a different situation, but these overall feelings that you're getting from this conflict are things that you've felt before, right? Things that are highlighting self-worth issues for me, feelings of not being like seen and valued, that's coming up to the forefront. So like I said, this specific conflict, you might be like, well, this is different. That has nothing to do with old situations, but it's highlighting old wounds, right? It's highlighting old things that you've been through before. So you're going to kind of move through these frustrations this week, let out some of that anger. And that is when this path becomes more clear to you, like what you need to do, what direction you're finally going in. And this for me is big picture. This is big foundation. So not just like work, but also where you live. Okay. And that could be like your actual home space, the state you live in, like whatever. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, right? So you know what you've been thinking about, you know what you've been like reassessing and the directions that you've been reassessing. So right now, or like this week, you're like, why the hell am I going through these things? This is just like the tip of the iceberg. Like you're like, I have had enough of all this bullshit going on, but this like is almost bringing things to a boiling point that you haven't been dealing with anyways. So it is good in the long run, even though it's very frustrating right now. Then, well, let's speak on the 21 universe. And then I just pulled this 5 wisdom. So wisdom card is like calling in our soul tribe, getting realigned, figuring out like who we want to give our energy to, you know, really taking into consideration who you spend time with and who you interact with the most is who you become like, right? That energy is just being transferred and shared. So you really need to take more responsibility with that, right? Like, you're saying like, oh, I always feel this way. I mean, look at like the people you talk to on a daily basis. How are they doing, right? Are they people that you want to inherit some of their qualities? Like, are they going in the direction you want to go in? Maybe you're just like, how can I also get on that level? It's really just taking inventory of those different things. Because I do see you having to like level up right now, having to change what you're doing, change the path that you're on, and know that eventually you will have gained wisdom from these experiences, right? You will see, oh, I had to go through this because I really wasn't standing in my power. Like, that's the main thing I'm getting from this. Like, you're not really standing in your power. And that's because you're just kind of like burnt out, and because you're giving your energy to people who are not fully appreciative of it. So that is kind of on you at this point though. Like, how can I pull it back? How can I be even more discerning with my energy and be more selfish even with my energy, right? Because you kind of have to at this point. Like, it is very depleting for you, Libra. Then the 21 universe, seeing that we are connected to all things around us. Great card. Just showing, you know, I feel like you're getting a more glimpse of your path this week and having these existential moments of, where am I going? What am I doing? Is this really what I want for my life? Do I need to reassess that? And this like existentialism has been an overall theme for a lot of these readings this week. There's just a lot shifting on a collective level for all of us. And then we have Pluto that's going to be in Aquarius for like the next 21 years. So there's a lot of shifts happening, but also on a personal level. And then 7th Triumph. I love this card for you. So showing that you will have success and move forward and not be stuck in this rut forever, but that doesn't happen by just flowing with what's happening around you at all. This is not a time, Spirit says, to just go with the flow, hope for the best, see what happens. You need to take action, Libra. This is like confirming that. If you're like, should I just wait and see what's going on, or should I just chill out and see what the world is going to bring me? You need to take action. You need to get serious with yourself about what you want. You need to get real with yourself about, am I doing things on a daily basis that are building and pushing me, even in a tiny, 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 tiny way, toward the life that I want? Or are the things I'm doing on a daily basis digging my hole deeper, right? What can you do, small or big, that is going to make a difference and get you where you want to go, okay? This isn't saying like fucking uproot your entire life and make this crazy change overnight, but don't just flow with what's happening right now. You do need to take some action. So if you have been flowing, if you have been kind of just surrendering, and like, it's good to surrender, right? We want to surrender to the possibilities of life. We want to be open to flowing for sure, but there's been too much like inaction on your part, and you're almost like stuck in this place that you had to be in a sense, to propel you forward, to heal, to deal with your traumas, to recognize this is not what I want. But don't get stuck there, right? Spirit is like, don't get stuck in that space. You know, there is 100% been value to it, but you need to move forward. You need to do things differently now and start taking action. Boom, accelerated motion 8, bitches. I love it. So things are going to propel forward once you realize, I need to do a little something. Like I said, this could be a very small step every day. Look at like the little things you're doing a day. Are they bringing you toward what you want or away from what you want? The things that you give your mental energy to every day. Are they bringing me toward what I want, away from what I want? The conversations you're having, toward what I want, away from what I want. The relationships, toward what you want, away from what you want. The work that you do, the money that you bring, like everything. Anything that you literally give your energy to, the things you scroll and look at online. Delete shit you don't want to absorb. Like, get clear about what you're absorbing your energy right now. Like, I feel like you're attaching to a lot of stuff that is kind of just like too much on the system, right? It's too much, and it needs to, you really need to like strengthen your aura. Like, you really need to do, if you can, do like a Reiki session, like something to strengthen your aura, because a lot of things, like you're very scattered right now energetically, and I even feel that in like my headspace as I'm doing this reading. So I hope that helps you this week. I know that's not like the most positive reading in the spread, but just know that you have the ability to take your power back and change things for yourself. So as always, if you like what I do, be sure to hit that like button or comment below. Check out my links in the description if you want to book your own one-on-one reading or video call. And I will see you next week, Libra. Take care.